Since the beginning of this season, we have seen some great football in the Premier League, played by some great footballers. However, sometimes we do see players on the pitch that seem to have almost outgrown their clubs, like they should move on to pastures new to fulfil their potential. So today, I'm taking a look at my top 5 players in the Premier League that deserve an upgrade. First up, number 5, it is Bruno Fernandes. Now I know what you're all thinking, he's barely even been in the Premier League, but the impact that he has had on Manchester United has been seriously impressive. When he came to the club, he really showed what a true talent he was. Morale was not at its highest, but he still managed to inject some life into the squad. However, this season it has been a little bit up and down, and although Manchester United of course have talents such as Marcus Rashford and Mason Greenwood, sometimes in some of the games we have seen, Bruno Fernandes seems like the only decent player on the pitch. He has provided so much creativity to the Premier League, and yes, at the moment, at the time of filming, Manchester United are at the top in the mix in the Premier League, but before you know it could be another bad game, they end up at the middle of the table, or even worse. There is a lot of work to do at Old Trafford. They're not a bad side at all, but Bruno at times is head and shoulders above the rest, and it's a shame that his talent will not be displayed on the Champions League stage for the rest of this season and maybe not even next season. Bruno, like one or two others at Manchester United, doesn't deserve to just be hoping to get into the top 4 and get a place in the Champions League and not even progress through the group stages. He deserves to be winning titles, competing at the top and competing in the biggest competitions in Europe, and I'm not too sure if Manchester United are 100% there yet. Now, I can't really see Bruno Fernandes going anywhere anytime soon. However, it would not surprise me if bigger clubs, as in bigger clubs in European football, Manchester United fans, don't get too angry, it wouldn't surprise me if they were sniffing around the Portuguese player sometime soon. At number 4 is Ademola Lookman. Now, of course, he was at Everton. He made the move to RB Leipzig, and although he's ended up on loan at Fulham, he has certainly been their brightest star. For Fulham, it has not been an easy start to the Premier League. They're actually struggling to even get out of the bottom 3, and it's clear that Lookman deserves better. The main reason for the loan move was to resurrect his form, and that's exactly what he has done. It has given him a great platform to really display his ability and to get a few goals and assists along the way. And it's not just stats. Lookman is behind any threat Fulham have going forward, and any fear that is put in defenders of the opposition is usually coming from him. Now, you could argue it didn't work out at Everton, it seemingly wasn't working out at Leipzig, so who's to say it would work at a big club? But sometimes as a footballer, it's all about getting that opportunity to regain some confidence, and this is what has happened here, and I think that it will really help him regarding a move. It's all paying off so far, and if the rest of his loan spell continues like this, he will have certainly earned his right to move to a new bigger club that's not just battling it out in the relegation zone. In at number 3 is Wilfried Zaha. Now, it is a lovely tale. You know, he grew up in South London, he's playing for a South London club, he has really risen through the ranks at Crystal Palace, but surely he wants a little bit more. Now, I will be honest, I think he's been burnt by the Manchester United move. Obviously, it was a really big move at the time. It was a complete disaster. So when he returned to Crystal Palace, maybe he's just got the mentality of, if it's not broke, don't fix it. He's happy at Crystal Palace being the star of the show, and he doesn't really want to risk a big move to end up being sat keeping the bench warm again. Zaha is a talent, there is no doubt about that. Palace are reliant on his skill, and when he's not in the team, they normally suffer. He is a vital cog in the machine, and one example of this was when he had COVID. He ended up having to have 2 weeks out. He came back as though he'd never even been away and ended up with 2 goals and an assist. And whilst the player has always been known for his ability on the wing, he has become more clinical in the final third when it comes to finding the back of the net, and has the attributes to play more of a centre-forward role too. He's an asset many teams would love to have. Over the years, he's been linked with moves to the likes of Arsenal, Everton, PSG and Dortmund. Even those last 2 clubs alone, it really speaks volumes to what a talent he is. The thing is, he's 28 now, and surely he doesn't want to look back and think, you know what, maybe I should have made that move, maybe I should have taken a risk and gone to a bigger club and achieved a little bit more. So I think it's surely only a matter of time before he's dipping his toes into the waters of a more successful club. At number 2, it is Jack Grealish. Again, like Zaha, it is a lovely story. A Birmingham lad plays for a Birmingham team. He rises through the ranks, but let's face it, he is destined for a bigger club. He has stayed loyal to Aston Villa. Despite their relegation, he guided them back up to the Premier League and then helped them last season when it seemed like they were almost going to get relegated. I think a lot of clubs were rubbing their hands together hoping they would get relegated as they could then get Grealish, but instead he ended up signing a 5-year contract and he's reportedly on £135,000 a week. It all sounds great, he was rewarded for his hard work, he gets to still play for a club that he loves, but you can't be telling me that he has not thought about moving to a different club. He was obviously linked with Manchester United for quite a while, however, I feel like Bruno Fernandes probably fills that role for him, so I don't think he'll be going there, but there are also rumours of moves to Manchester City or Liverpool. In my opinion, as much as like Zaha, he may like being the big fish in a little bowl, but I think he should take the opportunity and run with it. His form is fantastic. His creativity paired with his pace and power on the ball is such a great match. Grealish is arguably one of the best dribblers, the best ball carriers, but the question is he attainable? Due, of course, to the hefty price tag, a lot of Premier League teams will be put off. However, I think he would be worth every penny. Yes, he's going to be expensive, but his creativity and what he brings to a team, it would really be worth it. And for me, at number 1, it has to be Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang. Now, at his time at Dortmund, he was fantastic. He had a great Champions League run, he won the league, and yeah, Arsenal have won 1 or 2 trophies, but it's not really been on the same level. The thing with Aubameyang is that, yes, at the beginning of this season, it has been a little bit up and down, but you cannot deny what he brings to the table. He has saved Arsenal's bacon so many times, he has carried the team so many times, and some of his performances have been the difference between 0 points, 1 point and 3 points. It is a little bit worrying sometimes to think where Arsenal would be without him, and I think his dip in form is just because life at Arsenal has been taking a bit of a toll on him. Over the summer, it seemed like he would be leaving, but he decided to stay, and has it been worth it? Arsenal are a great club with great history, and I think any Premier League fans would love to see them back up at the top competing. However, can Aubameyang really hang around and wait for this to happen as Arteta rebuilds? Would it maybe be better if he just cut his losses and made a move to a team where he could still win personal awards, but also some big trophies as well? Not just trying to compete in the Europa League, but actually competing in the Champions League and at the top of a league. I'll be honest, I don't see him moving anytime soon, but I just think that a player with his talent deserves to be up on a little bit of a higher platform. So that is my top 5 players that I think have outgrown their clubs, but what do you guys think? I'm sure you've got some opinions on some of my choices. Check out all the content we've got here at OneFootball, and until next time, I will see you guys later.